webinar now.
Should I go ahead and bring up the PowerPoint then?
Yeah. Let's see here. As of right now, I think we're the only, hold on, we do have one attendee with us. That's awesome. All right. All right, everyone, welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all Missouri students. This is sponsored by the Missouri Association for College Admission Counseling and StriveScan. Thank you all for joining us. I think we have a small group tonight, which is great. We'll be able to get those questions answered, hopefully. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started this evening. Students, you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so that is normal, no worries. The camera and microphones are off so that the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is one of many different sessions happening as a part of MOACAC StriveScan college fairs. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within a week at the same website, moacac.org. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to our presenters, Western Kentucky University, which is located in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Go Tops.
Hi, welcome everyone. My name is Chris Storath. I'm an admissions counselor here at WKU. I'm also a 2014 and a 2019 graduate from the Hill, so I've been here for about 10 years now and haven't wanted to leave. So if you have any questions tonight, I'm also joined by Allison Manley, who also works in the Office of Admissions here at WKU. If you have any questions for us tonight, definitely be sure to use that Q&A feature and we'll get those answered for you. But nonetheless, we'll go ahead and get started. Like she was saying, our main campus is located here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. We're about an hour north of Nashville, probably about an hour and a half or so south of Louisville, Kentucky. So kind of in that sweet spot in the middle right there. But we also serve several regional campuses in and around the state of Kentucky, with one being in Elizabethtown, Fort Knox area, the Owensboro, Kentucky area, and Glasgow area. Now, one thing on this first slide that I really like to point out about WKU is in that bottom right there where you see Safe Community of America, because we're only one of about 4 schools in the entire nation with this accreditation of a Safe Community of America. And we go to extra lengths to make sure that our faculty, students, and staff do remain safe on campus and in the immediate campus area. So this goes to like how high our hedges can be trimmed on campus to always have a clear line of sight no matter where you are. To if you've ever seen our campus or been on our campus before, you may have seen like police towers everywhere with like flashing blue lights on top. Those are for to have quick access to our university police officers if ever a time arises. So just extra safety measures like that really do help us to maintain that accreditation. Now, in terms of our population, we're sitting at about 20,000 students right now, and that's between our undergraduate, graduate, and commuter and online students. So when you're on campus, when you're a student on campus, you really do get the feel of being at a big university. You do get all the perks of being at a big university. But the cool thing about like our class sizes is they're maintained small enough to pretty much what you should most likely you're used to in high school. So on average, about 23, 24 students per class right now. But that number can get even smaller, especially as you get into your upper division courses, your major specific courses. That number can get even smaller. I remember like my senior year, I had a senior seminar class with about 10 other students, so really small classes. And that's going to be really good for you as a student because not only will it help you to really get to know the cohort of students that you're going through your major with, but it will really help you to build like a professional relationship with your professors, especially those within your major. because when you get to senior year and you're looking for internships and that first job right out of college, those your professors, especially the ones in your major, are going to be some of the greatest resources for you in terms of like letters of recommendation, helping you build your resume and whatnot. So having those smaller class sizes really helps you to get to know your professors and your professors to get to know you as well. All right. So about 150 or so academic programs at the undergraduate level is what we currently offer, so a wide variety. And so if you know what you want, or if you think you know what you want to major in by the time you start, that's when you can actually list what you want to major in right away on the application when you apply to WKU. But if you don't know what you want to do quite yet, that is totally fine. No student is actually required to select a major until the end of their sophomore year. So you'll actually have, if you choose to do so, you'll actually have a few semesters to take some of your general education courses. We call them call and aid courses here at WKU, to kind of play around with your, see what you're really interested in, and declare a major later on. So you can come in with a declared major, but you definitely don't have to. Or even if you come in with a major and you want to add a second major later on, or a concentration or a minor or whatever, you can definitely do that as well. Now, one of the biggest pieces of advice I love to give any of our incoming students is get involved in at least one thing right from the very beginning, right from your first semester. We do have about 350 or so registered student organizations currently on our campus, so there is going to be something out there for everyone, whether it's something within Greek life or a service organization, or even like an organization that's tied specifically to your major. There is going to be something out there for everyone. So you don't want to overwhelm yourself and get involved in, like 15, 20 different things to where you can't keep up with your classes. But you definitely, I definitely recommend get involved in at least one thing. That's going to help to break up that monotonous routine of just going to class, grabbing a bite to eat, coming back, doing your homework, and rinse and repeat every single day. That helps you to get out and maybe meet other students that you don't normally have class with, or even like a faculty advisor that may fall outside your major as well. So definitely get involved on campus. And now at the bottom right there, those resources, these are campus resources, all of which are going to be completely free to you as a student. So for example, tutoring. We do have both peer and professional tutoring. So if you need help, a little bit of extra help with a class, or even just, maybe you're writing a paper, you need help getting started, or just editing a paper, we do have both peer tutoring and professional tutoring. But we also have what's called career services here at WKU, which is connected to our academic advising office. And what career services will do is these professionals actually help you to build resumes, write cover letters. They even help with interview prep, whether it's for a job that you're currently going for, or especially going for that first job right when you graduate. They sometimes bring in outside professionals from various fields to even do mock interviews with. So that's another great service that you can use on our campus. Now, the honors, I love talking about what's called the Mahurin Honors College here at WKU, because if you're used to, especially if you're used to taking like honors or AP classes, or even dual credit classes in high school, this is something you're definitely going to want to at least look into. So what the Honors College is, the best way I can describe this, think of it like a experience of a small private liberal arts college at a big university, and at the same price as WKU tuition. So it's not separate from WKU. It's still a part of WKU, but think of it more as like an honors-based curriculum for your major. So any major can do this, but you may, whereas when you're going through your major, you may have like honor sections of certain classes where, say, you may work on like a collaborative project with a professor or other students. It's maybe more analytical based, research based. So it's no extra courses you would have to take, but sometimes you may take like honor sections of certain courses. Now, if you're wanting to do this or even thinking about doing this, this does require a separate application from our general admissions application. So especially for those seniors in the room, if you're thinking about doing the Honors College, go ahead and apply if you haven't already to WKU. Get that general admissions application out of the way so you can go ahead and start your Honors College application. Because usually this deadline comes up around December the 1st every single year. So it does come up pretty quick, and you know, you do need to be admitted first, like I said, before you can start this. And they're going to look at several different things on the Honors College application. They're going to look at things like your transcript, a few writing samples, so you'll have a few short essays on the Honors College application, as well as maybe like some things you've been involved in high school, maybe clubs, sports, whatever that may be. So kind of a holistic view of yourself in terms of the Honors College. Now, benefits of being in the Honors College include things like priority registration. So each semester that you're in the Honors College, you will get pretty much first dibs at the classes, right? So even as a freshman, you'll get to register with the seniors. So you get your first picks of times, first picks of, you know, all the classes before any other students are able to begin their registration. So if you don't want to take all those 8 a.m. classes, you definitely don't have to. You know, you can kind of have first dibs at that. You will also get honors housing on campus. So right now for our freshmen, that is Mitten Hall on campus. And Mitten Hall, this honors residence hall, is centrally located right in the middle of campus. So you open up your front door of your residence hall and you're right there at our Downing Student Union, which is like our central hub of campus. It's where our food court's located. It's where like our coffee shop is, a bunch of our student meeting rooms and whatnot. So you're right there pretty much in the middle of everything living in this residence hall. So if you're thinking about that, talk to one of us or ask us questions about that and we'll get those answered for you. All right, so speaking of housing, so all of our first and second year students are required to live on campus. So at least for your first 2 years, you'll be on campus. You can choose to live, you know, each year that you are a student at WKU, but at least your first 2 years, you'll be required to live on campus. Now, we do offer a variety of residence halls that are going to be available to you. Now, we have anywhere from community style to suite style to hotel style. Now, I will say that the large majority of our incoming class, about probably 90 to 95%, are placed within one of our community style halls. Don't let that freak you out. It's nothing like you hear of on TV or in the movies or anything like that. What community style means is that there is a restroom located on every single floor of that building. It's professionally maintained throughout each day, so very well cleaned. And a lot of these community style halls are going towards what's called living learning communities, which is a huge initiative we're trying to push more and more here at WKU. Because what a living learning community actually is, these can be based upon a couple of different things. So they can be based upon major or a specific interest or even like a specific accommodation or need. So if it's major based, if you say you're a business major and you're living in the business living learning community, you would be living in a small cohort of students on your hall who would also be business majors or a similar type of major, to kind of help each other out with classes, you know, kind of get to know the students a little bit better that you may have classes with. But we also have LLCs based upon like specific needs or accommodations. I know we even have like a food allergy living learning community where you're assigned to a certain kitchen where you can only cook certain things within that kitchen. We have, like it says there, like an LGBTQ living learning community, one just for ROTC. So a bunch of different LLCs to choose from. Now, we do have a brand new, actually, freshman residence hall that is, I believe, scheduled to open in next fall 2021. So especially for those seniors in the room, you do have a brand new residence hall to look forward to on campus. And I know it's mostly, if not all, going to be an LLC. So most, if not all, students living in that hall will be in an LLC. So again, a huge initiative we're trying to push here at WKU. All right. Now, this is one of my favorite slides because I love talking about food. And living on campus, you will have some sort of meal plan you'll have some sort of meal plan on campus. And we do have over 20 different dining locations, I think 26 to be exact, to choose from. And we have, I know, 2 Subways on campus. We have a Chick-fil-A, Papa John's, Panda Express, and then, Starbucks, as well as we have our local coffee shop on campus right now. It's called Java City. So a bunch of different places to choose from. And with your meal plans, you'll be able to use your meal plans at any one of these locations. Usually they'll have a list of about 3 to 5 different value meals that are just one meal swipe. You go swipe your ID card and you get a meal at that location. And again, yeah, there's so many different places to choose from. My favorite place on campus is Fresh Food Company. It's located in Downing Student Union, kind of. But the reason why it's my favorite place to eat is it's our buffet style eatery. It's all you can eat for one meal swipe, and they have different things almost every single day. So you can go in there, one meal swipe, eat as much as you want. So I love that. All right. Now, study abroad is another huge initiative that we do push here at WKU. I know things are a little bit different right now currently, but on a normal year, we do send students to about 42, 43 countries every single year. So, so many students do take the opportunity to study abroad within their major. And I know you normally don't think of college as a time to travel the world, right? You think it can get very expensive and whatnot, but I didn't even know this until probably my sophomore or junior year. Your undergraduate years are probably the cheapest way you'll ever get to travel the world. And that's because there are scholarship opportunities available to you. There's grants, there's a lot of funding to get you to where you want to go. So if you have thought about, traveling the world or studying in a certain location for a few weeks or a semester or whatever it may be, definitely speak with one of our study abroad advisors, because they specialize and will help you to find scholarships, grants, funding, whatever it may be, to get you to where you want to go. I know one of our most popular programs, I actually had a lot of friends that went through this, is with a partnership that we have with Harlexton College in Grantham, England. It's a semester-long program, but the reason why it's so popular is you go with other WKU students, and when you go to, it's in Grantham, England, and when you go, you're living in what looks like a big castle, so it kind of looks like you're living at Hogwarts. I think it's technically a manor, but you're living in the manor. You're taking classes within your major at the manor, so you're still earning a full course load of credits. And I know in the past they've usually had classes Monday through Thursday, so four days a week, and they'll have like a 3-day weekend each weekend to travel Europe or kind of get caught up on classes or whatever it may be. So it's a really cool opportunity. But you can even do like 2 to 3 week long study abroads that are usually faculty led to various places as well. All right. Now, kind of jumping around here a little bit, we are in Division I, we are in Conference USA, and all students do get into any of our on-campus athletic events completely for free. So all you have to do is show your student ID at the front gate of any one of our athletic events, and you get in completely for free. But another cool way to get involved on campus, because remember I was talking about getting involved in at least one thing. We do have intramural clubs, intramural sports on campus. Right now, a little over 50 club sports. And you will have your typical ones, like soccer, flag football, that sort of thing. But there's also some off-the-wall ones you may not have thought about or may never have heard of. Like we have Schleuderball Club on campus, which is kind of like German soccer. So kind of some different club sports that maybe you haven't heard of in the past. I know I hadn't heard of that before, and I've seen them practice and do some of their matches. It's pretty cool. But yeah, great way to get involved on campus. All right. Now, one of the questions I get asked so much is, can I bring a car to campus? And the answer is yes. Any student is eligible to bring a car to campus, whether you're a freshman, sophomore, or whatever it may be. Just living on campus you will need to purchase what's called a housing permit, or, later on, if you are commuting to campus, you can purchase a commuter pass as well. So you definitely can do that. But you don't have to have a car to get around campus or even Bowling Green. We do have what's called the Topper Transit system, which is our bus system, and completely free to all students. And not only do they go all around campus, so a great way to get to class pretty quickly, but we also have shopping shuttles as well that go to a bunch of different places in Bowling Green. I know our shopping shuttle goes to like Walmart or Target, even sometimes like the mall, the movie theater. So if you just want to get off campus for a little bit, that's a great way to travel around. So you can have a car on campus, but definitely not necessary to get around. You'll also have free access, kind of like to the athletic events. You'll also have free access to our fitness facilities, which is our Preston Health and Activities Center. So it is a state-of-the-art facility, completely free to you as a student. So we have a huge workout room in there with a bunch of different machines. We have an indoor track, about 20 different indoor basketball courts, like a cycling studio. Oh gosh. A natatorium with a swimming pool. There's so much in there. It's really neat. So that is free to you as a student as well as our 24-hour computer lab. So anytime, day or the night, if you need to print something off or just need to access the computer or whatnot, we do have a 24-hour computer lab available on campus as well. Okay. Now to talk a little bit about our scholarships. So right here, this chart that you see, this is going to be what's called our Academic Merit Awards. These are automatic awards, so just for qualifying for these scholarships and being admitted to WKU, you don't have to fill out a separate application or anything for these. You'll just automatically be awarded whichever tier you do qualify for. And this is mostly going to be GPA based. You'll see there at the top, that top tier $8,000 award is also going to take into account a test score, so an ACT or an SAT. But that 2,500 to 4,000 tier is going to be solely GPA based. So if you're coming to us with at least a 3.0 unweighted high school GPA, remember it has to be unweighted. We always go by unweighted GPA. You will qualify for at least that $2,500 tier. And these are renewable for up to 4 years, as long as you maintain at least a 3.0 while here at WKU. So kind of think of that $2,500 scholarship as like $10,000 over 4 years, or the $8,000 as $32,000 over 4 years. So that $8,000 again is the only academic merit award that will take a test score in to account as well. These can be stacked with any other scholarships you get as well. So say you get a scholarship from your high school or your community or whatever it may be, you can stack those with like an academic merit award, or here, I'll jump to this one real quick. One of our top dollar scholarships, you can stack them with those as well. And top dollar is going to be our scholarship source that we offer here at WKU for any student, regardless of GPA or test scores. Any student, any first-time freshman that is admitted to WKU is encouraged to fill out what's called top dollar. And this can just be, potentially just some extra scholarship money for you. Now, I do want to talk about our top tier award as well, which is our Cherry Presidential Scholarship. Because that is going to be our most competitive award. Kind of think of it as almost like our full ride award, but that's going to be take into account not only GPA, but ACT or SAT score as well. So this is a separate application, and actually if you're thinking about applying to the Honors College, and you do qualify with a 3.8 or above GPA, or a 31 or above ACT or SAT equivalent, if you do qualify for that, you could be put into the pool of candidates to receive our Cherry Presidential Scholarship. So this is going to be based upon, a series of things like that application, as well as an interview process. Okay. Now for the actual admissions process. So what does it take to actually fill out the application and to apply to WKU? So we're not on the Common App or anything like that, but our application is completely online, just on our website at wku.edu. So on average, I see the application take about 15, maybe 20 minutes to fill out. So some pretty basic information about yourself. If you have a major in mind, you can list it on there as well. But the main thing we're going to look at is your high school transcript. So you will be required to submit your transcript with the application. We don't require an essay or a letter of recommendation for admission itself, so you don't have to worry about that. And we recently did go we did go test optional, meaning if you do have a 2.5 or above GPA, you won't be required to submit an ACT or SAT score for admission. If you still have one, great. You can still submit that score because, it will be needed for some other things like those scholarships or the honors college. But if you do fall below the 2.5, so say you're in that 2.0 to 2.49 range, we still will require an ACT or an SAT score on file to look at as well for admission. But if you're above that, if you're at that 2.5 or above mark, unweighted GPA, you are not required to submit it is a $45 application fee, but we do accept fee waivers as well. And actually on the very first page of our application, you'll see a list of quite a few different fee waivers that we accept. So for example, if you participate in like free and reduced lunch at your school, Medicare, Medicaid, a bunch of different programs will be listed on there. Any one of those that you do participate in, or if you do participate, check that off and just have proof of participation sent to us here in admission, and we'll waive that $45 fee for you. Otherwise, just that $45 application fee. And if you haven't been able to visit campus, we are currently doing tours. They are pretty limited right now to, abide by CDC guidelines and whatnot, but we are taking extra measures to make sure everyone is safe on our campus tours. So right now, I believe it's limited to 10 per tour. And that includes, you and any guests that you do bring. It is limited to 10, masks required, social distancing enforced and whatnot, but we are currently giving those. So if you haven't been able to visit campus, you can sign up for a campus tour just directly on our website right there. And if you're thinking about the Honors College, they actually do separate Honors VIP tours as well, where it's kind of a more personalized tour. Where you get to tour the Honors College facilities, some of their classrooms and whatnot. So that link is right there as well to sign up for one of their VIP tours. All right. So again, my name is Chris. I'm an admissions counselor here at WKU. So my information is right there on screen. So if y'all have any questions or whatnot, definitely feel free to ask those and we'll get those answered for you.
All right. Thank you, Chris. That was very helpful and informative. And I just want to take a quick second to thank you guys for letting me serve as moderator tonight and to thank you all for joining us. As a reminder, when you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Also, as a reminder, this is one of many sessions being hosted over the next few weeks through MOACAC. So please go to moacac.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find the session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings that you've participated in through MOACAC. Those are all the announcements that I have for this evening. Thank you guys again.
No problem. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks. It was good to see you, Kaylin.
It's good to see you. I think it's just us now, but I know it's late here and there as well. So give Allison a hug for me.
Definitely.
Yeah. How is she doing? I know like we're getting close to due date, what, like 6-7 weeks or something maybe?
Maybe. Yeah. We'll see. She has a date scheduled for October 16th.
Oh, so we're not even that far. For some reason, I thought it was November due date, but I was probably getting that mixed up with my son. I just always think that if it's a boy in the fall, it's got to be like early November because he's early.
Right.
But October 16th, that is.
Yeah.
Coming up quick.
It is.
I know that November 6th was kind of nice in the admissions world. Getting past some of the two of the busier months. Both of my babies have admission deadline birthdays. Everett's November 6th and Juliet's April 30th. So she's right before decision day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impeccable timing.
I know. Totally not planned that way. But anyway, well, I'm going to hop off of here. Thanks again, you all. You just had one student the whole time. But
Okay.
I mean, I think that's great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I hopefully you'll get her name and you'll be able to see where she's from. I think that would be interesting too, just because I know you all have so much more coverage over the years in St. Louis, and we have so many more alums there too. Like we don't even have enough alums in Kansas City to make it to constitute to having a chapter, an alumni chapter here. But we might like start a Facebook group here. But I already told Allison, you guys need to come to Kansas City when it's safe to do so. This needs to be a part of your new travel territory. I think you'd be surprised. People, at least where I am, are really open-minded to going out of state. So, and it's just a fun.
I think originally we were supposed. I think I was going to spend like 2 weeks in St. Louis. Pre everything happening. But yeah, I think we were originally supposed to be out there.
Well, and tell Jace too, because I know him. I don't know him as well as Allison, but I know him just a little bit. He was my advanced public speaking professor my junior year. So a lot of people, I don't know, realize that he also did some adjunct teaching for the communication department. And so that was the first time I met Jace. And then when I was in honors college, I worked with him on debate forensic team recruits, because the students we were recruiting for forensics tend to navigate towards that honors college VIP experience because they're usually honors eligible. So yeah, I was excited. It's been a while now since he was named director, but I know it seems like he's doing a really good job. So yeah. Well, best wishes. I hope that, I know it's hard to be on any side of the desk right now, to be in admissions right now, but I can't imagine, I love to travel, and I can't imagine being on the side where I should be traveling and not able to see these kids and these parents, look them in the eye and tell them they're going to be in good hands in Bowling Green and at WKU. And I know that's got to be hard. So keep it up. If you guys need anything, give me a holler.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya. Bye. Have a good night.